Hi, this is a top 10 list for my favorite Web 2.0 web tools. In number 10, we have Knowledge. This seems to be a great tool for some creating different tests for your classrooms, and you can access other people's tests as well. However, I worry that this might not work as well as tools such as Quizalize or Kahoot or something that seems to be more user friendly. However, this does seem to look a little bit more official, but that's why it's at my number 10. I think other websites are a little bit easier to navigate, but this is also a useful tool. At number 9, we have Word Cloud Generator. This is Well, exactly what it says. A word cloud generator. You can see what words your students are thinking of. For example, say you're doing a certain unit on, I don't know, let's say the pyramids. You can ask your students what they think of when they think pyramids after doing a unit. And when you generate that, you can show it and you'll see all the different words that they thought of, see what comes up most. I'm working with emotions a lot in my advisory class, so I would use this to um, figure out how my kids are feeling each day. Coming in at number 8 is Zoho. This is a tool for creating interactive lessons in the classroom. There are a few different ones that I will talk about later in this video, but this is a great way to create content that your students can interact with or um, that your co-workers can interact with. Um, so yeah. Next, we have Prezi. This one isn't as interactive as Zoho, but it feels much more user-friendly, much more visually pleasing than Zoho. This one is a great way for creating very concise presentations that your audience will really connect with so that it's more than just you talking in a camera, more than you just talking at people. There's a visual component to go with it. This is especially great for online learning and online teaching, which a lot of us are doing right now. Coming in at number 6 is FlipGrid. This is a great way to quickly share responses for your students. You can pose a question for your students and then have your students record responses and interact with each other with a visual. Um, it's kind of social media-esque, kind of feels like Instagram where everyone's sharing images of themselves for other people to see. And it makes your students feel like kind of like an influencer. Um, it makes them feel like their voice is important in the classroom. So that's why I like this one. Number 5, we have Storybird. This is interactive storytelling for our students. I think this is a great tool for getting our kids into reading. If I had this growing up, I probably would have been much more into reading and I would have been much more successful uh, in my English classes. It's got lots of different tools, it's very interactive, very cute for various reading levels. I think this would be great in an English classroom, especially. In number 4, we have PlayPosit. This is kind of like Zoho, where it's interactive teaching, but it's a much more easy to navigate website and gives you step-by-step tools on how to actually make your lessons. And it tells you what it is and how to go about it, which is why this one is listed so much higher than Zoho. Now, this one's a little bit different. This is Chart It. I like it a lot I think this can be very useful for science fair projects. It can be useful for really any class that has stats on on pretty much any subject under the sun. Look, we've got sine and cosine, we've got disposable household income by income decline. You can see CO2 emissions per capita by state. It's really cool. It's a really good way to see various charts that other people have posted, but also charts that your students can post and report their findings in their own research. I really like it, and I think it'd be especially useful in our science classes. In number two, we have Stop Motion Studio. This is where our students are the ones to create something. They're creating their own um, videos using stop motion. It it creates engaging opportunities for students to by having them explain complex concepts on their own. And since it's stop motion, they can fragment it in ways that make sense to them. And it also has lesson ideas for various subjects, which I think is incredibly helpful. And finally, my number one is ACMI. This is actually teaching your students to film. This can be used in so many different ways. You can use it for students to create a film on something that they have read, create a film explaining a topic or a unit. What I especially like about it is it tells you all of the things to think about when you're doing a film. Um, I feel like this is something that we don't really get to talk about a whole lot in our classes, and I think it could be a really useful tool for our students, especially ones that are really interested in film but don't get the chance to learn much about it in the public school system. So, yeah, those are my top 10. Um, yeah, I guess I'll see your top 10 soon. Bye.